friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to day 14 of VEDA. Yesterday we talked about my favorite 11 thrillers. So we did like a thriller recommendation. We did adult books yesterday, so today I have young adult books. And this time I have 13 of them. Let's start with my honorable mentions. There's The Deceivers by Kristen Simmons, which is about this group of kids that go to con artist academy and things get kind of dark and kind of heavy. It was Teen Killers Club by Lily Sparks. This one is about Class A felons, so like the worst of the worst felons who are minors, and they go to this camp type thing that they say is helping them get better and not be murderous anymore, but in reality, that's all I can tell you. So this one was really action-packed and fun. I do think that I read these two too close together, because I read this one and then directly after I read this one, and they're kind of similar in tone. So if you liked Teen Killers Club, try The Deceivers, or if you like The Deceivers, try Teen Killers Club, because they are very similar in tone, and to me it's kind of meshed up into one story, so it's hard to decipher which one is which, but I had fun with both of them. Then None Shall Sleep by Ellie Marney. This is about these teenagers who are basically working for the FBI. They have some connection to serial killers, so they go interview the serial killers to see what the criminal's next move on the outside will be. It was a wild ride. A lot I was not expecting for the things that came out in this book to come out, and it was just superb. I don't speak like that. It was just great. It's kind of fast-paced and maybe a little dark for YA, but I liked it. Now we are on my top 10. Number 10 is All Your Twisted Secrets by Diana Irving. Which actually kind of reminds me a lot of One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. They're both more lighthearted and fun mystery thrillers, but emphasis on mystery for both of these. When I say lighthearted and fun, I mean compared to what I normally read. What I normally read is pretty gruesome and dark. These are not. So if you don't normally like thrillers or gore, I think these are perfect for you. There is death involved in both of these though, so they're not like super lighthearted, but let's just start with number 10, which is All Your Twisted Secrets. This one follows this group of 6 people who have all won this scholarship. But in order to get this scholarship, they have to go to this dinner and they have to play this game to see who the winner of the scholarship is going to be. So they're candidates to win the scholarship. So when they go to this dinner to eat dinner and play this game, things get spooky and and you don't know who to trust or what is even going on in this book until one of the 6 of them is dead. And then this one, which is in my number 9 spot, is One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. Don't read the sequel to this one. The sequel is like fine. I gave it like 3 stars. 3 stars. But this could be a standalone. It would be better as a standalone. So it's kind of like The Breakfast Club meets Death. So these 5 people from different groups in the school all get detention, and the teacher has to leave the room for a little while. And while the teacher's gone, one of the 5 students drops dead. And it's like this mystery thriller of what happened to Simon. Simon was the name of the kid that died. And the twists in here, they got me. On number 8, which is I Killed Zoe Sopranos by Kit Frick. I know that this is very far up on my list, but this is an amazing book. Don't let that discourage you from reading it, please. All of these books are so much fun. This one has a podcast element, but basically you follow this girl named Annie who is new to this small town where this girl named Zoe Sopranos went missing. And Annie looks a lot like Zoe. And this is kind of Zoe's story of what happened the year before Annie moved there. And so you get differing chapters. You get Annie's perspective of what's happening now and how we're trying to find Zoe. And what happened a year ago to actually make Zoe go missing. So Zoe went missing, and then you start off the book with Annie saying that she killed Zoe. The Cousins by Karen M. McManus. She appears twice on this list. Karen M. McManus writes amazing YA mystery thrillers. She really takes you into the world, and her writing is so atmospheric, and I feel like it's a movie playing in my brain, which is just perfect. I can't really say much about this because it's a mystery thriller and I don't want to give away details. All I can say is that you follow this family, these 3 cousins who haven't ever met their grandma because their grandma pretty much disowned all of her children early on in their lives, and the grandma invites the 3 cousins to come to this island and go to her mansion and live with her for the summer just so she can get to know them. Twists around every corner, dark turns, and just expect the unexpected in the Cousins. This one is another author that I am recommending to you. So I'm recommending Natalie D. Richards as an YA mystery thriller, or a YA thriller author. Hers are more thriller than mystery, which is great because that's what my soul wants. So I've read 3 by her. All 3 of them have been 5 stars, but I'm going to go in order from least favorite to most favorite. So 6 Months Later by Natalie D. Richards. This is about this girl, Chloe, who falls asleep at school and she wakes up and it's been 6 months. So her whole life is different. She has a different boyfriend. She has a boyfriend. Her best friend isn't talking to her. Another one of her friends has moved away. And she doesn't understand why she can't remember anything. So if you like the amnesia trope in thrillers, then you would love this, because you have such an unreliable MC, because she can't remember anything. So she doesn't know what she's remembering, if it's true, or if she's just making things up in her own head. And the only part of this that I didn't love was, like, the love triangle. That's all I'm gonna say. But there's, like, a little love triangle and stupid. But I still really enjoyed the thriller aspect of this book. It is very much slow burn, character driven, and you just don't know what's true and what's not true. You don't know who to trust. The second place, the one in second place for Natalie D. Richards as a whole, I think you should read all of her books. I have yet to, but, you know, someday. Goals. This one is One Was Lost by Natalie D. Richards. This one is like an outdoor school adventure gone wrong. So you follow Sarah and Lucas and Emily and a couple of other kids kind of lose track of their class on this outdoor school trip, and they get lost in the wilderness, so they have to find their way back. So they have to find their way back, and along the way they encounter murderers and other criminals and people who are out for revenge, and it's so action-packed that you won't want to put it down. I love stories about survival, but this one was twisted in a another way. Okay, now before I show you my third Natalie D. Richards book, let's talk about Jelly Bean. Is that what you wanted? He's here to say hi, people. Hi, hi, hi. You think he's gonna stay here? I don't. I think he's gonna, well, nope. Jelly bean love. Jelly bean love. Okay, the number one Natalie D. Richards book that I've read yet is 5 Total Strangers. This one is a very fast-paced adventure as well. So you follow Mira, who is snowed in at the airport, and she has like a 2-hour flight, or I think a 1-hour flight, or she can drive 6 hours. So she rents a car with the girl that she was sitting next to on the plane, only to discover that she's sharing the car with 3 other people that they're all total strangers. So 5 people who have never met before. So it's a very isolated thriller, but all this creepy stuff starts happening and you can't trust any of them. And it was great. The payoff in the end, I don't like saying fun because it's like murderous. If you only read one Natalie D. Richards, please read 5 Total Strangers. At my top 3 YA thrillers of all time. So, Little Monsters by Kara Thomas. So you follow this new girl named Cassie, who just moved to this small town, and she's having problems adjusting. So the popular kid kind of takes her under her wing, and they form this friendship, and then her friends go out without her, and she kind of gets upset at them. But one of her friends doesn't make it home. She dies that night, and all the evidence points to Cassie. Did she do it? What happened to her best friend, Bailey? Lots of questions that need to be answered, and the twisted ending in this one. Okay, if I'm being completely honest with you, my top two are more YA horror than YA thriller. But so if you wanted just thriller recommendations, then I can understand if you leave. Okay, so my first 4 is 10 by Gretchen McNeil. This is yet another isolated horror story. These teenagers go on the island where there's a huge mansion that one of the kids' families owns. And they're just basically gonna have a weekend party, drink, be teenagers, until they start dying one by one. And it's scary. It will make you paranoid. You'll be looking over your shoulder, and whew. It's also yet a lot of fun because you're trying to figure out who is killing them and why. My number one young adult thriller, like I said, young adult horror, Clown in a Cornfield by Adam Caesar. This is exactly what it sounds like. There is literally a clown in the cornfield killing teenagers one by one when they have this farmhouse party out in the middle, pretty much in the middle of nowhere. They go to this farmhouse, have a party, drink, be teenagers, and clown in a cornfield comes to ruin the day and kill them all. The cheese factor in both of these is definitely there, but it makes me just eat it up. Did you see that pun? Well, I don't think it was a pun, but you got it. They're both very cheesy. They're both very horror. They're a lot of fun. So that is the end of day 14 of VEDA, my young adult thriller recommendations. If you have any recommendations for more young adult thrillers that are actually worth it, leave it in the comments below. I would especially be interested in slasher books. Yes, slasher books are becoming my favorite thing ever. Even if they're kind of cheesy, I still enjoy them. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel.